Hello, Hamster Kombat CEOs. It's pay time. Pay time. By the end of this video, you will know exactly how much you should be expecting from Hamster Kombat airdrop, okay? For all your time, for all your sleepless nights, for all your data, for all your screen tapping, for all your brain work. Because seriously, Hamster Kombat really stressed the CEOs, okay? So by the end of this video, you should know exactly how much you should be expecting to cash out from Hamster Kombat airdrop, okay? Now, I hope you have your pen and paper and maybe a calculator, because this video will be more of analysis than theories. Now, having said that, for us to arrive at a figure, we need to take two things into consideration. Number one is how many tokens, how many Hamster Kombat tokens are you expected to get, okay? And secondly, what is the expected Hamster Kombat listing price? Because if Hamster Kombat allocates, let's say 1,000 Hamster Kombat token to you, and Hamster Kombat listed at, let's say $1 per token. So that means you will be cashing out $1,000 from Hamster Kombat airdrop, okay? Now, if Hamster Kombat allocates 1,000 tokens to you and it lists at, let's say 50 cents, then you'll be cashing out $500 from this airdrop. So, how much you will make from this airdrop is a function of how many tokens are allocated to you and the listing price of Hamster Kombat. So, we're going to take this one after another, okay? So, first of all, how many tokens will you likely get in this Hamster Kombat airdrop? Now, for us to come up with a figure, we need to do some analysis on Hamster Kombat tokenomics, okay? According to Hamster Kombat tokenomics, we have 100 billion total supply. 100 billion total supply, okay? And out of the 100 billion, we have 64.378 billion in circulation, okay? So out of the 100 billion, okay, total supply, only 64.375 billion will be pushed into circulation. That represents, let's say 64.38% of the total supply will be pulled into circulation. Now, this is not the figure we are looking at, okay? So out of the 64.375 billion in circulation, only 75% will be for players' reward, which is for me and you, okay? Now, 8% will go to team, 6% for partnership and grants, 4% for liquidity, and 3% for Binance launch pool, okay? Now, out of the 75% of the total supply in circulation, 60% will be for season 1, while 15% will be for season 2, okay? Me personally, I don't think I will be in season 2. So the figure we should be looking at is 60% of the total supply in circulation, which is 60% of 64.375 billion Hamster Kombat tokens. So, and when you do the mathematics, 60% of 64.375 billion will give you 38.625 billion hsmtr tokens, okay? So, out of the 100 billion tokens, okay, the only number that will be shared among us, the CEOs, the players, is 38.625 billion tokens out of 100 billion, okay, which is less than 50%. So this is the figure we should be looking at, not 100 billion, okay? Now, we are going to do our calculation with just 38.625 billion Hamster Kombat tokens. So now, for season 1, right? We have 300 million players as claimed by Hamster Kombat team. But from the bot, we have less than 100 million active players. Okay, I think as at when shooting this video, we have roughly 96 million active monthly players according to the bots. Okay, so let's take the average. Let's assume that the token is going to be distributed among 150 million CEOs. You understand? So on average, if you do the mathematics, the total token to be shared, which is 38.625 billion, divided by 300 million, for example, will give us 128.75 Hamster Kombat tokens. Just 128 Hamster Kombat token on average among 300 million CEOs. Okay, now let's beat it down a little. Let's assume it's going to be shared by 150 million CEOs on average. It will give us 257 Hamster Kombat token each, you understand, among 150 million CEOs. Okay, now let's beat it down to 100 million. So let's assume that accounts will be banned, maybe some people will not be eligible for the airdrop, and we have only 100 million CEOs to share 38.625 billion tokens allocated to the CEOs. So it will give us 386 Hamster Kombat token on average among 100 million players only. So listen, I want you to look at the figures and understand where I'm going. Okay, now this is on average, and of course it's not going to be on flat rate. Okay, some people will earn over 10,000 Hamster Kombat tokens, some people will earn 5,000, some will earn 1,000, some might even earn below 100 hsmtr. Okay, so it depends on how you played and how the airdrop allocation point or function on parameters was calculated. So it's not static, it's not going to be on a flat rate, but I want you to have an idea of how many tokens we have to share, and for you to have that insight of what the quantity might be. You understand? This is pure mathematics, pure statistics. I'm just giving you figures so that you do your own maths yourself. Okay, I know you want me to call number or to call figures. Okay, that is, you want me to say something like 1 million PPH equals to this number of tokens. 1 key is equals to this number of tokens. If you want me to make that predictions, remember what we are saying here is speculation, not a financial advice. Based on my own analysis and figures, okay, which I've shared with you, I will say 1 million PPH, 1 million PPH will give you roughly, on average, 100 hsmtr, which is 100 Hamster Kombat token, while 1 key will give you 1 Hamster Kombat token. Now, listen to me. From this speculation I just made, that means if you have like 6 million PPH, you should be expecting like 600 Hamster Kombat token for your PPH. You understand? Not general. And if you have like 100 keys, you should be expecting 100 Hamster Kombat token for your keys. Remember that the airdrop allocation point function is like a function of 6 parameters, which include your PPH, which is passive income. It includes your keys. It includes friends, end task, Telegram subscription, and the achievement. And when you go to achievement, is a whole lot of things. So the formula will be very, very complicated. Many things will be taken into consideration. Okay. But I'm just trying to tell you that for your PPH, what the quantity of Hamster Kombat token that your PPH will pull up for you should be 1 million PPH equals to 100 Hamster Kombat tokens. It's fair enough from the statistics, okay? While 1 key is equal to 1 Hamster Kombat token. So now pull up your pen and do your maths and comment below how many tokens do you think you will get from Hamster Kombat. So that is one of the parameters. Okay, now the second thing is, what is the possible listing price of Hamster Kombat token? Okay, because it's not about the number of tokens, okay, allocated to you, you understand, but the quality of the tokens. So if a token is selling at be 0.00001, it was listed at 0.000501, and you allocated 10,000 tokens. It's almost the same when a token is listed at 0.1 and you allocated 1,000 tokens. You understand? So it's not about the quantity but the quality of the tokens. Okay, so now we have discussed the possible number of tokens you will get from Hamster Kombat. Now it's time to discuss the price, the listing price of Hamster Kombat. Okay, but before I talk about that, I want you to know that we are almost in the bull run, okay, the bull season. So that is why any token listed now, maybe late September, early October, late October, will do very well because we are in the bull season. It will likely rise. Okay, so if Hamster Kombat is listed at a price that is not that encouraging, believe me, it will be an uptrend. Okay, it will keep going up somehow. That is, if actually we are in the bull run, as claimed by some analysts. So now let's talk about the listing price of Hamster Kombat. I don't want to make this video to be too lengthy, but I'll go straight to the point. After my own little research, of course not a financial advice, in the pre-market right now, Hamster Kombat is selling, is trading at 7 cents, roughly 7 cents. That is $0.07, okay, on pre-market. You understand? So, but from my own research, from my own analysis, from predictions from crypto experts, they say that Hamster Kombat will likely list at 0.012, okay, 0.012 dollars. Is a prediction, okay, a speculation, not a financial advice. So it's not going to list at the 0.07 cent, and it's not going to list around that 7 cent that is trading in the pre-market. It will list around 0.012. But because we're in the bull run, okay, or we're in the bull season, it will likely increase. You understand? It will do percentages. I don't want to call a number, but you know how dogs behaved when it was listed. It rose, then it kind of corrects. Okay, so even if it lists at 0.012, I believe that it can, the price can increase to something substantial. But for this calculation, we are going to do the calculation with 0.012, which is the possible listing price of Hamster Kombat. Okay, now going by this, 1,000 Hamster Kombat tokens will give you $12, 5,000 will give you $60, while 10,000 Hamster Kombat tokens will give you $120. Okay, now this is speculation. Anything can happen. It can still list at 0.06, 0.05 or thereabouts, but I think 0.012 is the possible listing price of Hamster Kombat. And like I said before, if it's listed at this price, it will grow, definitely. You understand? So the price will rise before it kind of stabilizes. So you might see it at 0.0, maybe 0.2 or 0.3, it can correct there and it can sell at that point. So in conclusion, I know maybe you are kind of heartbroken, but if you appreciate the truth, you should see the truth in what I'm saying, okay? Because we have very limited number of tokens to share, and we are many, we are much. And also, there is no way Hamster Kombat is going to list at $1 or even at 50 cents. It's not possible. So for liquidity purpose, it will list at, a price that is kind of, manageable, that can attract investors. So we shouldn't be expecting a very large number of tokens from Hamster Kombat. So for me, on average, it should be around, if you perform very, very well playing the game, you will get around 1,000 to 5,000 tokens, okay? On average, for those that performed very well, because many things will be taken into consideration. Your PPH, your keys, your achievements, your friend referrals, many things will be taken into consideration when calculating your points, okay, or when allocating the points to you. So I think that's all you need to know about Hamster Kombat listing price. For me, I believe that don't expect something very, very big, okay? Miracles can happen, but from the statistics, from the facts, from the figures, don't expect something really big from Hamster Kombat airdrop, because the tokens to share is very small and the number of CEOs sharing these tokens is very big, and the token itself will likely list at a very low price. So when you do the math and sum these things up, multiply these things up, you will see that on average you might be getting like $50, $100 to $200 from Hamster Kombat airdrop, depending on how you performed, okay? So don't be heartbroken. It's just speculation, but I'm just saying this so that you will understand, or you should kind of try to control your expectation from this very airdrop. Once again, I'm happy that at least Hamster Kombat got listed at the end of the day, and the CEOs got something or will get something from the project, okay? So many projects are coming, which I will continue to share on this channel. If this is your first time coming across my channel, don't forget to like and subscribe. There is a lot of packages coming ahead on this channel, so you won't regret subscribing. And once again, keep your hope high, okay? This is all speculation. This is just speculation, not a financial advice. Hamster Kombat knows the listing price and they know how to distribute their tokens, but this is just what I have to say based on the facts and figures that I can get my hands on, okay? So that's what's up. See you at the top. Peace.